So this, my friends, is a bit of a crazy night. The time is 11:47. I've just left my place in Calabasas. I'm driving down Parkway Calabasas, which will take me down to the 101. And I got a text not too long ago, just before the client took off, and they asked me if I could get them after midnight. Their plane, this is a private client, so this is a private trip. Their plane was delayed, I think twice, and they said, listen, Torsten, we have a bit of an emergency. Can you help us out? So I'm going to jam there as quickly as possible because I have to be at the airport shortly after 12 when the plane lands. I do know that they will have to go through baggage claim, get off the plane, deboard. All of that will probably win me another 15 to 20 minutes, right? So I'm sort of counting on the fact that they will be out in my car around 12:30 a.m. And if I can get there, that's 40 minutes there, maybe another 50 minutes to the client. So if I'm all in for about 1 hour 30 minutes on this total trip, round trip, then I obviously have to go home and sleep. But I will bill them $220, and knowing this client, he'll probably easily leave me $100 tip. Now this is a 45-mile zone here on Parkway Calabasas next to the golf courses, so I can't really speed yet, but it's my intention to pull this off, and then also maybe sort of give you a little bit of an insight on a this is not a typical night, but I don't mind driving late, and the reason why I like it is because at this time of the night, it's 10 to 12 now, almost midnight, you get around LA very, very quickly. You will see that as soon as we jump on the highway, you will still see some traffic north and southbound here in LA, but it'll give any out of towner, any of my subscribers from other cities, an idea what traffic is like at midnight in Los Angeles. It'll give you an idea what traffic is like at midnight as you enter LAX, and then I'll also do a little bit of explaining along the way, where I believe there's like hot pockets. So if you're a newbie and you're joining up in LA, this, by the way, is a fantastic place to start off from. So I'm going to make a slight little, I shouldn't do this, but a slight little 1-minute detour. This is one of my starting points here, the Calabasas Garden Hilton, right? There it is there, you can see it. I'm just driving in here. It's quite a lot of construction going on. It's a full night, as you can see. I'm just going to circle through this hotel quickly, but this is one of my starting points, very, very early in the morning, just so that you know I make money on this trip, right? There's 3 hotels within a half-mile distance. I don't care where it takes me to, whether it takes me to the residential area. 8 out of 10 times it's right here from the hotel. It's always busy every single night. These people are affluent, they have money, and they will gladly pay for an hour to an hour and a half trip average in the mornings. Now at this time of the night, I'm going to try and pull off like a little bit of the impossible. I'm going to sort of try and make it in 30 to 35 minutes to LAX, which is not the usual case, right? You can only, I think, pull this off at night. I drove you out there. I'm back on my street where I live on Parkway, and I'm about to jump on the 101. This is where it's going to get interesting, folks, and we're going to speed it up a little bit here, and then we hop onto the highway, right? But starting off your mornings there, I'm talking 5 a.m. onwards. This is the on-ramp onto the 101. But starting off in the mornings, I mean, you're talking 5:30 a.m. and you'll have no problems getting nice long trips inbound from that spot. And that could be, to the Westside, most of the time to LAX or Burbank Airport, or maybe even to a meeting in downtown LA, or maybe even to Orange County meeting. A little bit bumpy the screen, but the roads aren't really good, and when we're flying, I mean we're doing about 85, 87, 88 miles an hour now. Shouldn't be advertising that, but hopefully there are not too many cops around at this time. So we're on the 101. Let's see what exit we are passing. We're passing this is all residential area. I'll tell you where it gets interesting. This is Fallbrook. The very next one is a good off-ramp, which is Topanga. Good for all categories, X, XL, Black, Select. You turn left on Topanga and you go down to Canoga. Why? Because there's 4 or 5 major big hotels by the Warner Center there. So entertainment area, a lot of money, a lot of hotels. Warner Brothers is over here. If I were to exit here to my right, I think this car on my right will be exiting there. Yep, he's exiting. So I would go off there. That would be a hot spot to start off your day, right? So you could even start early in the morning there. I want a longer run, so I head out to those from my house, just straight down Parkway to those hotels that I just showed you, and I hang out there. There's 2 hotels there, and then there's another third hotel about a half a mile from that spot. So as you can see, this doesn't happen during the day, folks. This is midnight stuff here, right? This is midnight run, open streets, and passing University of Phoenix by Roscoe. I'm sorry, DeSoto. I apologize, DeSoto. Not really much going on there unless you head a right on DeSoto and you're immediately on Ventura Boulevard. You end up in an area called Encino, Reseda Encino area. A few businesses there. You could pick up something. You know, I always say don't get dead miles. Move to a zone where you start making money. So if I were to drop off someone right over here, DeSoto now passing Winnetka, I would, to cut it short and to wait for my next trip, I would just exit on Winnetka or DeSoto and head over to Ventura Boulevard and hang out there, get the next trip instead of driving around aimlessly. I would maybe even consider taking 2 or 3 exits northbound on the 101 and getting back off on Topanga there by that hotel. Okay, so now I got to be careful here. I got a motorbike driver behind me. I think he's going around the outside. Yes, he's flying. Look at that guy. Jeez, look at that guy. I mean, I'm doing 80. He's doing 95. See that guy there? Can we keep up with him? No, it's not a street race. But that guy in the lane in front of me, that's a motorbike driver passed me at about 95 miles an hour. Right? So I think I'm making pretty good time. It's 5 to 12. I can deliver on that promise. Tampa, I get off on Tampa, great gas prices sometimes if I need a refill. I like Tampa. I also get off on Tampa quite often, because there's an in and out there. Uber Lyft passengers go by, they want to stop sometimes. A lot of my private clients, when I come back from concerts late at night, they want to stop there just to get some food. So that place, you get in and out quickly. You exit Tampa and you ride on Ventura and there's an in and out there. So right now we are passing, let's see, it's been 9 minutes and 30 since I left Parkway Calabasas. We're passing Reseda Boulevard. We're in the Reseda area. This is Uber X country and Lyft regular country. A lot of apartment buildings, residential. And you're on a midnight run with Rideshare Professor. Opposite lane there, you can see a lot of outbound traffic. Looks like more outbound traffic. This midnight traffic on my left hand side, right? They're traveling 101 north. I'm flying 101 south here. Now, what does that sign say up there? Oh, lanes. Looks like lanes are going to be merging. Could mean that traffic slows down. Should be coming up to the 405. My favorite highway. Not. There we go. We're not far from the 405. About 2 miles to the 405, and then I'll be heading 405 south. 405 south will literally take you all the way down to the 5, which, I mean, it merges into the 5, which goes all the way into San Diego, and then this 405 northbound also reconnects with the 5 again, which will take you all the way up to San Francisco, just to give you an idea, right? But right now we're on the 101. We're going to be joining up with the 405 shortly. Here, my friends, in the mornings, if you don't get around this bend before 6 a.m., you're wasting another 15 minutes. Just a heads up on that, right? If you do not get around the 101 405 bend before 6 a.m. in the morning, you're in for an extra 15 minutes. So that 10-minute difference will truly make all the difference here. This is where it backs up big time in the mornings. You got to sort of fight around the outside, right? Here's the sign, says 405 south, 405 north. I'm going to be taking 405 south. We're doing pretty good. We're coming up to midnight. It's almost Friday, folks. End of the day. I mean, end of the week. We're on Thursday. We have 1 minute left of Thursday, and then we're officially into Friday. So I drove you from Thursday into Friday. Weekend's right in front of us. And this here is where I cut across. This is unheard of, and it's so open. I mean, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes, right, heading south, and I literally don't have any traffic except for the opposite lane, you know, heading northbound. So when I'm here in the far left in the fast lane, we have a diamond lane here in Cali, for the people that don't know that. I can jump into that lane on the left, which is the diamond lane, only if I have a second, third, or fourth passenger on board. So right now, do I need it? No, I don't, right? We're passing the Skirball, Mulholland Drive. Anybody seen the movie Mulholland Drive? Skirball, if you like, for newbies, you got to look it up, because there's a lot of good events going on there, a lot of social events, especially for your SUV Lux, for the higher categories. I look up the schedule online of the Skirball Center, right? Every Friday or Saturday night there's big events, which usually end 10:30. That's guaranteed money, guaranteed Lux or SUV trip. We are now sort of dropping into the Westside. Very shortly I'll be passing the Getty Center. On my left is Bel Air, right? That's all pretty expensive area on my left hand side of the freeway. On my right, also Bel Air, and very soon the Getty Center, and you get off on Getty Center Drive. Totally worth it if you're a visitor to LA. Now, I'd like to get around these cars. The easiest would be to be in the diamond lane. I can't be in there, so now I just got to watch out for the crazies, because a lot of accidents happen on this downhill. Some people just don't know how to drive. That's the sad story, right? So you got this monkey here on the left. He's driving slow in a fast lane. Unfortunately, you have to go around him. Then, folks, right after the Getty Center Drive, which is right over here, you'd exit here at this sign. You'd get off the highway to get to the Getty Center, and the very next one after that would be Sunset Boulevard. Now, Sunset Boulevard is interesting. If I head right, if I get off Sunset Boulevard and I head right on Sunset, it takes me into Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, super high-end neighborhoods. That is XXL, SUV Select, and Lux Country. A lot of wealthy residences out there serving all categories. To my left, if I would turn left on Sunset, I would be heading towards UCLA, a very busy university area, more XXL country, and heading even further east on Sunset, I would pass through Beverly Hills and then end up where all the action is, you know, the Rainbow Room, the Viper Room, Whiskey Go-Go, the entertainment area. And if you drop down from Sunset to Santa Monica Boulevard, you'd be in West Hollywood, even busier, right? So left on Sunset, which is coming up fairly soon. I wish I could get around these guys. That sign there on my right says Sunset. So unfortunately, it's the problem with drivers. They sit in the fast lane and they drive slow. This, my friends, where these cars are getting off, this is Sunset. Like I said, you hit a right, it takes you through Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, all the way down to the ocean. PCH, you're talking about a 20-minute drive from here, 15 to 20 minutes, and you're down by the ocean. Going to the left, I just went under that bridge. It would take you all through Sunset, all the way sort of to downtown. But past UCLA, past Beverly Hills, to the entertainment area, you're talking also about another 15-20 minutes eastbound. And now I'm sort of in the heart of the Westside. I'm passing Westwood at a very slow Lyft driver there, hogging the lane. We passed him, and now you could exit Wilshire West bound. You'd be heading the ocean, Santa Monica, Wilshire East. Those signs there take you to Wilshire. Wilshire East would take me through the Wilshire Corridor. Excellent area for Lux, SUV, XL, X, any type of Uber or Lyft category. All the high rises, super high. Oh, my client just texted me, we're at the gates. Okay, I better speed it up because they came in early, 12:06. Right, so they should be out in 15 minutes. They're at the gates, they already landed. So they landed a few minutes ahead of schedule. Alrighty, we'll deal with that. Passing West LA, Santa Monica here. Very interesting about this little intersection. You can go 10 west down to the beaches, insanely busy down there, Santa Monica area. 10 East would take you to downtown. I'm flying 405 on the south right now. Got to be very, very careful here. I have a cop in the left lane. I do not want to fly past that guy. See the left lane? That's a cop. He's driving at the right speed. I was driving at the wrong speed, so he would have just waited for me. So I'm going to back off a little bit here. Get into the far right. There we go. Passing Venice Boulevard fairly soon. Now, this bridge that I'm going under, that's the 10 freeway. That would take you to downtown. Still far left there, that's highway patrol. Those are the guys you don't want to piss off. Right, but I'm doing fairly good here. They're at the gates. They're probably in the plane getting ready, getting their luggage together, and we'll be getting off in a few minutes. I'm doing good on time. I'm in 21 minutes from leaving Park Deep Calabasas, right all the way up Parkway through the gates. I came through there, switched on. Venice is 3/4 of a mile here. I bet you watch this car that's going to pass me right now. They'll slow down. This SUV. I bet you this SUV is he's probably heading to the airport. That's a caddy like mine. Yeah, that's not the platinum one. That's the regular one. I'm behind this caddy. The moment he sees that's a cop, watch his brake lights go on. Watch this. He's driving now. The moment he recognizes that that's a cop, his brake lights will go bright. Mark my words. He might have a slow car in front of him. I'm going to try and sneak around these guys. Time now is pretty crucial to me. I do not ever want a private client to come out and I'm not right there. I try to get to them within a minute. That's my goal. I do not like keeping my private clients waiting. And it's going to end up being a $300, night for, I'd say, 90 minutes work. Can't complain about that. And I'm doing them a big favor because this is not my normal time I go out. Just want to keep the cop. Where's that? Yeah, I'm passing the Escalade. Okay. I think we're doing pretty well here. Very soon I'm going to take the shortcut to the airport. This is Jefferson Boulevard. Very cool place. This takes you down to YouTube, the Google campus, the Verizon headquarters here in LA. Super, super busy business parks. On my left, the Westfield Shopping Center. Any holiday, just drop in there. You don't have to do any dead miles. You just wait right there. You'll get the next shopper booking. It's XXL country. It's not SUV black or Lux country. I see this. These guys are all getting off here. This big HH stands for Howard Hughes. That's the Howard. This is a taxi driver that wants to get in. Let's let him in. Get in there, buddy. Nope, he's going to accelerate. I'm getting off on Howard Hughes, this one. Time is 12:11. I'm in almost 25 minutes since I left my home in Calabasas. And now, let's get around these guys. Got a green light, that works out for me. Thank you very much. Boom, boom. Let's do it. There we go. Now I will be zooming up here and hopefully going to make this light. Oh, it's red. Best is here is always to stay in the center aisle. I'm going to jump on Sepulveda right now. Sepulveda is going to lead us all the way in. I have a Uber driver on my left here, little UberX car. I guess a lot of these will be Uber and Lyft drivers at this time of the night, you know. Just be easy in and out, pick up, maybe they're dropping off or picking up. But you'll get in and out very quickly at this time of the night with Uber and Lyft. But this is a private trip. This is handled a little differently. You will see I will not be going up to departures to the higher level, where Uber and Lyft do the drop-offs between A and G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G is dedicated to Uber and Lyft, pick up and drop off, departures, upper deck. Lower deck is where I will have to go, registered in SUV, and chauffeur TCP limos will drop into the bottom arrivals, which suits me fine because these guys are coming out of arrivals. On the street, there's a lot of radar, cops with radar, so this is, although I'd love to speed through here, it's not a great place to get fined. And I'll think what I'll do is, as I get into the airport, I've made a couple of videos the other day showing you how to handle the airport, so we don't have to do that all over again. We'll cut off the video there, but this was a little educational tour, how quickly you can get down to LAX from Calabasas, which will usually take you 1 to 1.5 hours in the morning, you know, if you leave at 6 or later. I'm driving through Westchester right now, residential area. It's good for students because you have that La Jolla Marymount University, so that's a good part about it. But it definitely sitting around in Westchester and that it's not necessarily SUV or Lux country. It's more X and XL country, and a lot of students live in homes. 4 or 5 students in these Westchester homes. Outside of the university, so it's a good, I would say it's a good area for XXL. Now, one of my hotspots where I wait is right here where these cars are on the right. Why? Because there's in and out. We just passed in and out. Very, very often do my private clients tell me, hey, Torsten, please pick us up some In-N-Out burgers. Now, I'm impressed, man. I've done this. I'm now entering LAX in under 30 minutes. That's not my record, but from Calabasas to LAX, we're in LAX right now. We're driving parallel to the plains. I'm impressed, man. We made it in 28 minutes at this time of the night, right? My clients are at Terminal 5. I think it should be fairly empty, so I'm gonna keep it right up to Terminal 5. Obviously, I'm not gonna film the people as they come out. That I just cannot do. Nor do I disclose names. We keep it professional, right? What are these guys doing? They're shutting this down. This is a light where a lot of people get busted because they try and get over orange or red, and the cops all just sit on the left-hand side. There's usually 3 or 4 cop cars. So either quick on the far right, I showed you that the other night. Man, this is like day and night compared to the other night, right? On the far right, southwest, inside the island, that's all pickup country there for limos, SUVs, Lux. I'm trying to sort of get to the bottom of the horseshoe as quickly as possible, passing 2 now. The same route the other night I made a video, it took me 36 minutes. I think we'll make it in less than 4 minutes. But man, I'm not even at 30 minutes yet, and I'm already at Terminal 2. Pretty cool flying, my friends. Thank you for flying with Torsten Airlines. Thank you for flying with Rideshare Airlines. Welcome. Buckle up. we're about to depart. So we're number 2 now. Here's the problem again. We sort of hit the bottom part of the horseshoe. We're at 3 right now. Making good time. I could have cut across at 5, but I'm running a little bit of a risk there. They're not out yet. They would have texted me. And if I'm at 5 and sitting there, the airport staff or the security are bound to kick me out. So the way I'm going to handle this one is I'm going to go through 3, should get around you fairly quickly, get through the horseshoe at Tom Bradley, coming out at 4, and then roll into 5. And if the timing's right, which I think it will be, I'll pick them right up there curbside. Couldn't be better. Time now is 12:16. I'm right on the 31-minute mark, folks. I'm at B right now. I mean, we literally drove from almost Ventura, Calabasas area, through the valley, through the Westside, and ended up in LAX all in under 30 minutes. So right after 4, I'm going to sit here at 4, switch off, check on them, and switch off. And I hope you enjoyed this tour. I would say my passengers will be in my car within the next 5 to 7 minutes. I've got this down fairly well, and we're out of here. I'll bring them back to Westlake Village area. That'll take me a good 50 minutes. It's quite a bit past Calabasas. And then I'll Venmo them for the payment, and hopefully they'll add a nice, beautiful tip. So this is sort of like frustrating that when you get to this point, you're just starting to lose like time, you know what I mean? But I'm not really complaining, because I got you so fast and they're not even out yet. We're on 32 minutes. Here's a taxi, boy. They fight for their space, these guys here. These are the most aggressive drivers at the airport. Now the place I want to be at is sort of like at the far right, if I can get there. Doesn't seem to be any space right now, but I do want to try and sit over here somewhere. There we go. Can I get in front of those cars? This is perfect. 4E. This is where I'll sit tight. What I also, one of my little tricks is I always pull up to the pedestrian crossing, which gives me ample space to zip out. So I'm going to sit tight right here for a few minutes until they text me, until they walk out. They will tell me they'll be at 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D. As you can see on my right here, 4F. This is where I'd meet people coming in on American Airlines AA. I track their number. I track their... Oh no, sorry, I thought that you were some lady was asking me if I was picking up. Nope, wrong car. Okay, somebody's whistling, which means a sign to probably move out. My friends, I'm going to switch off here. I got to communicate with the client. I hope you enjoyed the trip. It was fast and furious. And the cool thing is, I think I'm going to report back, but I think I'll make myself a cool $300 in 90 minutes, midnight. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.